Hello everyone and welcome now to game number 2 in a series between Tho and Lin. Alright, just making, Tho and Fly. I think I said Lin a couple of times. It's actually Tho and Fly in the previous series. Got confused. Let's go ahead and break things down over here. On the bottom right hand side of the map we have Tho spawning as the yellow human player. Meanwhile over here on the top left we have Fly 100% spawning as the red orc. My apologies for getting the names wrong in game number 1. I am a bit jet lagged and hopefully I don't do any more stumbling throughout this series. Now this series is a quarterfinal best of 5 matchups. So currently we do have Tho with a 1-0 lead in this series. Archmage now making its rounds off to the north. You're going to be dropping most likely a water elemental, as it can't drop anything else except maybe, I don't know, do you drop a blizzard? As the water elemental now tries to get into position and tank some of that damage. Alright, attempting to focus down this Ogre Magi. This Ogre Magi will fall relatively fast. Meanwhile, there is going to be a Forest Troll Trapper. Ogre Magi now down. I believe that is going to be a Ring of Protection +2 and also a Tome of Agility. Blade Master, however, picks up Claws of Attack +6 and doesn't want anything else, as the Blade Master now chasing or being forced away. You can see the Voodoo Lounge is now done. Blade Master is selling that Scroll of Town Portal, picking up his necessary items, and now making his way out. Now, the early strategy for the Blade Master is just to try and pick up those Power 6 items. He got a Claws of Attack +6, and it looked as though for a second he was going to be going after that Null Overseer, but then he decided against it. He's instead going to be going after that Kobold Geomancer. Slow has been cast on that Blade Master. He's now down to 350 some odd hit points, but does pick up a Tome of Agility. That should be extremely helpful for him, as he is now most likely looking up for another follow-up item. Let's take a look at this. This level 3 creep is going to drop, giving him level 2. Only a Kobold Basher, I believe is his name, is left. Blade Master has +8 attack already and is still going to wandering around. He is sitting at level 2, regenerating those hit points, and now perhaps going to be picking up Boots of Speed when the time is right. Grunt hiding back across over here. You can see that Fly is a little bit shaky after game number 1. He's not quite sure what is going to be here in game number 2. Archmage about to make his rounds off to the north. He does have Boots of Speed already, but he doesn't have the massive amount of experience that normally you want on an Archmage. The Archmage sitting at 475 hit points right now. Archmage still trying to chase back off to the north. Blade Master is sitting at level 2 as well and should be able to land some very solid critical strikes. Orc Burrows being brought into play as they are able to deal some damage back to these peons, as the Blade Master now turns and chases down a few units. Archmage does have Boots of Speed, will easily be able to outrun that Blade Master, short of a wind walk, as the grunts are now still wandering back around here. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, a grunt attempting to pick up a Forest Troll Trapper will be able to do exactly that. Going to be very important to pick up those trappers for that extra bit of damage. 28 to 37 damage compared to 18 to 21. Yeah, a very big difference there, considering that they are both 3 supply units, as the Blade Master still wandering around here. Alright, that is a large number of footmen, and we are taking the tier 2 nearly done, as the Beastmaster should be joining in on that fight. Blade Master could get taken down right here. Is it going to get taken down? Oh, the footmen taking a very interesting path through the trees in order to get away from the Blade Master. However, a Windwalk strike followed by a Speed Scroll able to chase down that unit once more. Forest Troll Berserker now being able to head back home. Blade Master just outside of sight range, does not want to lose that little bit of healing. Should be able to engage here in just a moment, as we are looking at the Shadow Hunter about halfway out. Forest Troll Berserker, very high damage indeed. Blade Master now going to be coming across here, as they are going to be going after the Bestiary. Grunt's going to get into position. There is a bit of range here, going to be causing some major issues. Blade Master trying to finish off some of these footmen. The bestiary was taken down. The Spirit Lodge is in fact still up, as the Blade Master is going to try and chase down one of these footmen. All right, footman down to 12 hit points. One more kill and it will be taken out, as the Shadow Hunter has finally joined in on the fight. Bestiary once again being rebuilt. Water Elemental is going to try to get into position, as the Forest Troll Berserker is really doing the majority of the damage right now. He is able to stay in one position and still do a large amount of damage. However, the Bestiary is no longer getting pressured. It is going to be the Spirit Lodge. Spirit Lodge getting canceled, as the Bestiary is currently at half-life. All right, Water Elemental going to get taken down. Healing Wave, healing those units once more, as the Quill Beast does get taken down there. We should be looking at, where is it? Quill Beast now trying to run away. It looks like as though it will get taken out. There it goes. We should be looking at a Spirit Lodge being placed down here momentarily, as we do have that War Mill. All right, the War Mill being placed down in order to build Demolishers, just in case there is the follow-up play of Militia and Towers. Archmage may be trying to buy some Ivory Towers here. No, Clarity Potion instead, getting healed back up. Beastmaster will need a Clarity Potion as well, and he's the one bringing the Ivory Towers to the battle. Ivory Towers do cost a little bit more gold and a little bit more lumber than if you were to build them normally. I believe it's 30-20 normally and 40-30 as the Ivory Tower, but the Ivory Tower does build significantly faster and does not need a peon on it, or a peasant on it, excuse me, in order to build it back up. All right. It looks as though the peasants all down across over here not going to be doing very much. Are we going to be going ahead? Yes, going after this creep camp here. Shadow Hunter able to finish off, gets a Boots of Quell the Loss. Meanwhile, the Blade Master over here to the top right, trying to get in some extra damage. Blade Master with +8, now trying to go after the footman. It looks as though he may be able to finish off that one particular footman right there. He is slowed though, as he does finish off that footman there. All right, Blade Master going after a priest. Is he going to be able to finish it off again? Using the speed scroll, will be able to finally get away, but a lot of damage was dealt. As you see, the Red Drake down to 400 hit points, but he has still been dealing a fair amount of damage across the board. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 3. A lot of low hit point units. Scroll of sorry, not Scroll of Regeneration, Healing Salve now being used across multiple units here. The level 2 Healing Wave will be extremely beneficial, in addition to that Tome of Strength. Boots of Quell the Loss transferred to the Blade Master should also be very helpful as well, as the Blade Master comes bearing gifts for the remainder of the Orc army. All right, Clarity Potion already being used. Come on, use the Clarity Potion. No, not using the Clarity Potion for some strange reason. All right, going to be clearing out this 5-3-3 creep camp first. The Blade Master should have been in on this action in order to get to level 3. Instead, the Shadow Hunter is going to be in limbo somewhere just outside of level 4 instead. He does pick up a Circlet of Nobility to round out his items. Very, very powerful items indeed, as the Shadow Hunter should be picking or using that Clarity Potion here in just a moment, and Healing Salve to heal himself back up. He's only sitting at 224 hit points. Blade Master keeping track of the army, while the Hawk is keeping track of the Blade Master. Blade Master will be forced to back up here, as we are still looking at the Shadow Hunter. Is it going to get to level 4? If it does get to level 4, that could also be Claws of Attack +6. That would be a huge, huge difference. Yes, another Claws of Attack +6. Boots of Quell the Loss already on the Blade Master, as the units are going to be forced to run. All right, Slow could be cast across any of these units now. Well, yeah, low hit point Grunt. Speed Scroll not within range, as the poor Grunt will get taken down most likely. Grunt down to 386 hit points. Blade Master now at +25, only sitting at level 2. That is some crazy damage on that Blade Master, as level 2 Critical Strike might actually be better than level 2 Windwalk for a Blade Master who is that heavy in damage. All right, Shadow Hunters. Now Shadow Hunter gonna finish off that one particular Quill Beast. Blade Master trying to heal back up. Here we go. Blade Master at +27 right now, dealing some heavy, heavy damage, being forced to retreat or allowing himself to retreat again. No Demolishers as of yet, sitting at 50/60 supply. Burrows are currently in play down across here, as the Archmage sitting at level 3 and Beastmaster sitting at level 2. True Shot Aura increasing the damage across the board, as we are now going to go ahead and go straight after that Forest Troll Berserker. Forest Troll Berserker going to get taken down. Blade Master going to be staying at level 2. Needs to get a little bit more damage to get to level 3. And it looks as though the damage may be coming across, or a little bit more experience. It needs needs another 2 peasant kills in order to finish, or just 1 peasant kill may actually be enough, as the Grunt has taken a little bit of damage there. Blade Master is going to be able to finish off anything. Blade Master in position, gets almost a surround onto that Beastmaster. Beastmaster now down to 169 hit points, trying to make its way all the way to the back here. Ivory Tower is now being placed down. Do we have that Watcher, the Sentry? No, we do not. So the Blade Master is still going to be able to windwalk pretty freely, as the Blade Master now sitting at level 3. Level 3, does he have level 2 Windwalk or level 2 Critical Strike? Need to see a proc on that Critical Strike first. 213, it is level 2 Critical Strike, dealing massive damage already. As you can see, the 217 damage, just doing a bit of overkill there. 201 damage once again. That Grunt looks like it will get taken down. Peasants are just absolutely falling apart right now. Shadowhunter trying to stay alive, or well, rather is trying to keep experience on him, as you see a level low hit point Forest Troll Berserker trying to get away. Blade Master continuing that damage once again. Blade Master doesn't care if the Spellbreakers hit him. He does have a high enough base damage, and he does only have level 1 Windwalk, as another Priest gets taken down. Alright, Blade Master still plus 27 damage. And now finishing off some more units as the Beastmaster gets to level 3. Blade Master, can you stop him? That is the question now. As you can see, we have level 4 on the Shadowhunter. We could get to level 5. And once you get to level 5 on the Shadowhunter, the Blade Master, as long as he has Spirit Link, is nearly impossible to take down. Shadowhunter, not enough mana though. That is going to be a problem, as we do see a healing salve being used there. Alright. No Spirit Link. There's a Disenchant once more. Blade Master picking up some items. Scroll of Healing. And we could be looking at some Clarity Potions being picked up by that Shadowhunter again. Shadowhunter very, very low on mana. As we see the Blade Master sitting at level 3. Shadowhunter now gets to level 5. That Shadowhunter should be backing off to give the level 4 to the Blade Master. And no, does not do it. Just shy 5 experience, as the Shadowhunter does steal a bit of experience there. Alright, Quill Beast going across is going to be enough. It is going to be enough. That Shadowhunter is going to benefit from another Clarity Potion, and now level 4 on the Blade Master means level 2 Windwalk. Shadowhunter may pick up another Clarity Potion just to be extra safe. Wants to maximize its mana. There you go. Archmage is sitting at level 3. Beastmaster sitting at level 3. Tome of Agility being left behind, as I believe Fly is in dominant control of this particular game. Level 5, level 3 versus a level 5, level 4 versus a level 3, level 3. That Blade Master with plus 22 damage, plus 27 if the Kodo Beast is around, which it will be for any major engagement. Blade Master could benefit a little bit from all of this extra gold and from the additional items here. Is he going to be able to pick up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability? Or no, picks up a Potion of Replenishment. That is still a fairly useful item, as the Blade Master is now low on mana and on hit points. No, he decides to sell it and decides to pick up Dust of Appearance instead. Back off to the north here, Quill Beast making their way to try and get some damage in onto these peons. Meanwhile, we are looking at an engagement down across here. Blade Master ready to engage. He was revealed as the Blade Master continuing to fight. All right, here you go. Ensnare, 210 critical strike. Another death right there, as the Quill Beast are getting disenchanted as well. Another 240 critical strike. It really is going to depend on how many critical strikes this Blade Master is able to get off and to finish off all of these units. 240 damage, or 200 plus damage per swing possible on that Blade Master if he's able to chain them continually. All right, low hit point. Grunt trying to get away. It looks as though he is gonna survive. Wow, ever so barely. That Spirit Link doing its job right there. 225, 216. There is the GG, as we are now all tied up in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 2.